So obviously you spoke about the relationship with MJ, and you got a call from Tim Grover that MJ actually wanted to meet you. What was that moment like? Because I got a chance to meet MJ, and it was a surreal moment. Like, it was, again, as being around Kobe and seeing him, in person, seeing MJ was even more magical. It was, for me, in basketball, it's a basketball god. It was surreal to me. What was that moment like for you when it happened?
My dad had told me, like, during the draft, he's like, man, MJ like you. I'm like, what? Dad, you don't know Jordan. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know Jordan. So he tells me, and Tim Grover, I'm in Chicago, and he's like, yo, MJ said you can meet him. I'm like, well, it's 6 a.m. I'm like, what? Man, I took off down there so fast. I got downtown in probably 30 minutes. So I get there like 6:30, whatever it was, 6:20. And I walk in, it's just us three in the weight room, and I can't stop looking at him. And obviously it's just us three, but I'm not even talking because I don't want to ruin his workout. He's talking in between sets or whatever, and he's like, yeah, man, I've liked your game. He's like, this summer we could work out. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Game that. I call everybody back home. I leave at like 7. It's 5 o'clock on the West Coast, so nobody's up. I go back to practice, tell all of them I just met Jordan, and it was crazy. So the summer comes. And now, this is what I've never told, so I'm going to tell you guys. The summer comes, everybody talks about how we were on the same team. Actually, the first day I played against him, and my team won, and he was pissed. Like, he went and sat in the corner, he was pissed. Then after that, Grover calls me, they were playing at 2. And young player, you got to work out your team first. So I'm up working out with the Bulls, and I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, get down here. I'm like, I thought we weren't starting until 2. He's like, man, get down here. MJ's not starting the game until you get here. He's waiting on you. I'm like, oh, shit, all right. Mm-hmm. So from that moment on, we never lost for 2 straight summers, bro. Like, Beyonce, Jay-Z's there. We playing against Penny. We playing against Stephon Marbury. We playing against Paul Pierce. Like, everybody's
loaded.
It was the UCLA runs in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like the Space Jam runs that he was doing to come back in Chicago. So I saw everybody. Matter of fact, even Charles Barkley came because he was thinking about coming back at that time with MJ.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck was there.
What's your role? What's your role during that type of game? I gotta ask. Like, you got Michael Jordan on your team now, like, and you like to score. So are you like, just giving it to him and watching him do his thing? Like, what was it like? When was it your time to score? How did that dynamic work? Just in open run between you.
That's
you
a
two.
Great question, Dallas, because I came in as a point and I'm playing with Jordan. So I really, and it's so weird. There's probably 2 or 3 times in my life where I felt my game like jump up, like a level or 2. And that was one of those times. And I was playing off of him. He's the guy, but I literally, I don't know for a fact, but it felt like I hit 80% of my shots off of him that summer. Like, I felt my game going to a whole nother level, and it was making its way around the thing. Like, man, that little Bulls guard, because I hadn't done shit yet. So like, man, that Bulls guard can go. I'm telling you, that Bulls guard can go. But I'm playing off of him, right? And so I remember one time I threw a full court. I'm like, oh, as soon as I let it go, I'm like, oh, shit, I threw that too far. Man, this man at 40 years old, he jumped up with one hand.
Yeah.
He dribbled the ball and dunked with one hand. I was like, oh, shit. Like, it looked like some Bulls. I'm like, oh, This is crazy. But he was so cold. I went to his house. I played with him there. Like, he showed me around his house. Like, he really like was invested in him. He tried to trade for me. Yeah, he even got my doctor for my ACL surgery. Like, he's the one that told me to go get. Yeah, he told. So I went to Alabama because that's where he was at playing baseball. Dr. Andrews. This before he was Dr. Andrews as we know him. He did my surgery, yeah.
Look at that. Michael Jordan and CP helping people out.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, bro. So he was dope. Just cold. I have his first and last pair of shoes signed to me that he wore against the Bulls, and last pair he wore the following year. So I got 2 pairs he signed for me. Then he picked me to be in a commercial with him. Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, I got to ask this. So how was that commercial where you got to be young MJ? How was that?
Bro, that's not even like you dream about playing in the NBA. You dream about meeting Michael Jordan. You don't dream that the GOAT is going to pick you to play the younger him. Like, what do you dream that at? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So my agent hit me. He was like, yo, MJ wants you to be in a commercial. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. So we shot at the United Center. I was only there probably 4 hours for my part. He was there all day. And the director's name was Joe something. He directed Space Jam. He was like, okay, now go dunk. And MJ was like, no, JC don't do all that dunking shit, man. Get some else for that. So he got, for real. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, yo, am I playing like you or playing like me? He's like, just play. So if you go back and watch that commercial and slow, like you can see my little skinny arm, little peanut head. And I'm like, yo, I got that. And he's like, you got what? You reach, I teach. And now we're just going off the cuff, just hooping. And that's how they did the commercial, bro. And I got my Jordan. They gave me Jordan 1s. I had a whole uniform on. P, I'm going to send you guys a couple pictures you can see behind the scenes from that.
Yeah, I would love to check that out.
Yeah,
was it more of a one-on-one? Did y'all actually get time to like play one-on-one and it just turned into great content for the commercial?
That's exactly what it was, because I'm like, what's my lines? Like I didn't have no lines, no nothing. He's like, just play.
Yeah.
Just play and we're just talking. Just play. Yeah,
that's dope.
That was it. So it was this that con. So when I fly by one of those, I'm really trying to block a shot. I'm nervous, of course, but he's like, oh, there's nothing up there. Get down. Yeah. I'm like, okay, it was real.
Hey, I love that. Like him and Kobe, they just had a different level of shit talking. Like him saying that, like you flying by, there's nothing up. Like I jump for a Kobe pump fake, and he tells the bench like, check him for feathers. Who thinks of that?
Who thinks of that, bro? Like those two, I've never seen like just like how magnetic and how like, man, they're different, bro. Like just totally, like they have a different glow around them.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 5 million members across the country, it is the most fun and exciting way to get in on all the action while you watch your favorite sports and players.
You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed.
So whether you think Justin Jefferson will continue to get more targets or Justin Herbert passing totals will be a little light this week, Prize Picks has you covered on every option.
Go download the app today and use our code PODCASTP to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. So you can finish the football season by downloading the app today and using our code PODCASTP to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.